Hi everyone, Miki Jacobs here. Thank you very much for joining in. Welcome to another topic of Angel Chat. Today we're going to talk a little bit about kids and psychic abilities, and I kind of specifically lately, the last few months or so, I get a lot of parents asking me about their kids, about what kids see, spirits, and sometimes it's come across as maybe nightmares, or they don't know if it's the mind or if they really see spirits. So I thought I'll use this topic to explain a little bit as to the ability of children to see spirits, to see the spirit world, and how it's applied to you as a parent. Or if you're not a parent, of course, every spiritual information would add to your growth. So it would be great if you can listen as well. So the first thing I like to tell people is that when children are born, when they're still baby, until the age of roughly 4 years old or so, sometimes I see it till 3 years old, sometimes 4 years old, that the soul, if you will, is kind of half in the body and half in the spirit world. What I mean by that is that the channel, remember over the months, every topic when I talk about that channel, that tube as I see it, that connected from the crown chakra to the spirit world, and that is how I see if human being channel, if that tube is clear or if it's clouded, which show me the ability of human being to connect really to the spirit world. So until the age of 4, that channel of children is still very much clear, very much free of ego, of any heaviness of planet Earth, common sense, of course, because until the age of 3 or 4, they didn't quite start adding any negativity, whether it is the collective energy of human being or their own ego or any other lessons that the soul enter planet Earth to learn. So it's still fresh, which why I mean by the soul still really, the higher self, the energy of the soul in the body, still fresh and still clear, so the channel is clear. So therefore, until that age, the age of 3 or 4, children very much can still see spirit. They can still see their theme of spirit guides, of angels. They very much see their departed loved one, usually would be grandparents, which I hear a lot of parents telling me that their child as young as year and a half, 2 years old, where they see a grandparent that just cross over. So is it so? Is it their imagination? No, it's not their imagination. The channel is nice and open. There is not that much doubt that start building as we go into life, as we grow in physical years. They doubt the spiritual amnesia, as I like to call it, that we all have, of course, when we enter into a new incarnation. We have that lack of memory or amnesia in order for us to, of course, rediscover everything, rediscover who we are as souls, what it is that we do on planet Earth. If we enter planet Earth with all the knowledge, human being species in general, it is as it is. We kind of spiritually lazy. We tend to kind of follow the ego, the 5 senses. So if we know that everything exists, the spirit world, that there is indeed that force that we call God, that we are here just as a borrowed time in order to learn. So there's no much learning that's going to be done. So when we arrive planet Earth, there is that lack of memory about our true nature. So when the child is still young, then all that memory, although wiped wipe out of our conscious mind is still very much there. There is that innocence of children, of course. There is that ability to trust what they see, ability to rise above, naturally above the five senses. So when they see spirit, then they call it what it is. I saw grandparents, I saw grandpa, or I saw, a lot of time they see just a stranger or human being, female or male, which of course those are the kids' spirit guides, or the surrounding people spirit guides. So what is important for you to know that knowledge and understand that indeed if you have a young child of that age, that they're very much see still the spirit's world, they're still very much connected. Especially pay attention if you have a brand new baby or babies that may be kind of going towards few months or 1 year old. Pay attention how they look around them. That is because your loved one in spirit, as well as the child team of spirit that going to accompany his or her throughout the incarnation, help that baby. A lot of time I see it as they're kind of trying to make the baby laugh, try to adjust the energy if the baby is tired, or so. That's why if you watch babies, you're going to see them kind of look around. So know what does that mean? It's mean that they can see the spirit world. It is very important to me to teach people that if your child of course, Willow, if your child is coming forward with information about what it is they see, specifically someone that you know, a departed person that cross over, do not close the door on the child, meaning do not discount what it is that you see. The opposite. You want to make sure that you encourage the child to speak about it, perhaps draw what it is that they see, or write, tell you so you can write if they hear any name, if they hear any description. Is it a male? Is it a female? How do they look? Sometimes spirit guides appear to children as they appear to me, with very much detail about life that they choose. So they come to me with certain clothes and certain vision. So ask the child to describe that. Give it voice. That's very important. Meaning, perhaps if you have a child that express things that he or she see, use it as an open door for spirituality, which is, of course, as the years go by for us here on planet Earth, as this planet become more and more harsh, unfortunately, spirituality is so very important for us and adults, specifically for the kids, to kind of shy away from the religiousness of the religion that you guys, grew up with, the same that I was. So children, try to kind of open a door for the lightness, the simplicity of spirituality, the concept of spirit guide. Obviously, you have to explain to the child with age appropriate. What it is that you tell a child of 2 would be a little bit different as if the child is 4. Of course, you also know your own child. You know what work with the child, perhaps a drawing of a spirit guide, of angels. Angels have their magical being. So you want to tell the children about angel in a fun, simple way. You don't want to bombard them with anything too heavy. In a simplistic way, which angels are, what they do. So you would tell the children that angels are there to help them sleep. Angels are there to calm them down. They protect them. I see a lot of children that because they're able to see spirits, unfortunately the mind interfere in the translation, and they might not call it spirit. They might call it monster. They might call it a boogeyman. They might call it anything that perhaps they saw in television, which is so powerful on the young minds. So they might mix with the vision of a beautiful spirit, and then once the mind involved, it's add fear. So you want to make sure that you allow the child to express what it is they see or hear sometimes, but then add the beauty of it, beauty of angel. Make sure that your own energy intact. Do not be afraid, of course. This. I have a lot of parents that kind of freak out a little bit if their kids come to them and see how if the kids come to them and see someone that crossed over, someone that died. So that is a blessing, that is a good thing, that is a wonderful spiritual thing. Your kids are safe, they're protected, they're guided. There is no any monsters that come in and can harm your kids. They have their own protection, like we do, like me do, like you do. When we arrive to planet Earth, we have that entourage of beautiful spirits that protect and guide us throughout our life. So as your kids, so as your children, your babies. So do not be afraid if they see something and perhaps translate as something scary. So clarify it. Tell them what it is in their own young, beautiful, kind of optimistic way, such as a childlike way, so they will not be afraid. So fear is very important, because once you are afraid as a parent, regardless if you talk about it or do not talk about it, that will indeed affect the child, because we are energy being. Let alone when the children are young. Remember, we were just speaking how open the child is in the younger years, so they will sponge your energy if you yourself nervous. So kind of learn and grow spiritually and understand that there are no really bad spirits. Remember that we spoke a few months ago when I spoke about ghosts, how rare it is for a house, for a place to actually, let alone a person, to actually be haunted by a negative energy. It doesn't happen that much. Does it sometimes happen? Yes. Sometimes it's happened. There are negative entities out there, and sometimes they are indeed stuck in our physical realm, but it doesn't happen that much because we are protected. And the more you grow, the more you attract to yourself more and more positive energies. The reason kids do not have any negative entity attached to them, because they're light, specifically in their younger years, the ego is not quite established yet. The doubt is not quite harsh like when we are older. So there's only goodness around that energy. There's only light. There's only angels and nature spirit and beautiful being. So please ease your mind if you kind of freaked out or nervous if your child sees spirit, because indeed it's a wonderful thing. So again, I would like to mention the importance of opening a door for spirituality. And as the child grows at the age of 5, 6, 7, as the children grow, kind of adjust your spiritual information that you apply to them. It is very, very important. It is really lovely for me to see children that their parents help them with spirituality. They are delightful and absolutely fearless to know from young age that there are beautiful spirits around them, the angelic kingdom, that there is beautiful energy that create everyone. And of course, you want to apply the principal core concept of spirituality to be a good human being, share, loving, connected human being. You want to relate that to your children, of course. That will reassure protection and reassure spirituality, and it's just the right thing to do from a young age. So I hope that information interests you. I hope you would follow my advice, as with every topic, and have yourself a wonderful week, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.